Hey folks, and welcome to another Don't Cry Wolf video blog. As always, I'd love to see your comments and feedback, so please do leave them below. If you do like this video, do give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you like to make children cry, then by all means, give this a thumbs down. So, we are coming to the end of the first quarter, and what I wanted to share with you was the mistakes that I've made. And there have been a number, so we're not just talking about fashion faux pas or me entering my first pitch with a terrible bout of trapped wind. Instead, I wanted to share with you some of the practicalities and some of the more important business elements that I kind of messed up on. So one of the things that I wish I'd done, which I hadn't done, was actually pitch the business to a whole number of people. And by that I mean, yes, of course, I talked people through my business plan and some of the ideas and some of the concepts that I had. But what I needed was an actually live pitch situation. A moment where I could walk in and pitch against the sort of fake brief and actually showcase the proposition in real time to people who could then provide some feedback. And in hindsight, why this would have been useful is that I didn't have to sweat as much under interrogation. So while I did, of course, have the answers to why Don't Cry Wolf's proposition was quite unique, or why a client might want to choose Don't Cry Wolf over another agency, I needed to interrogate it more deeply. I kind of needed a bit of sort of media training around it. So the second thing I should have done is not taken every single call. Anyone that started a business will know that out of nowhere, you start getting teaser calls. I got excited about the very fact that people were using our generic email address. And I put a bit of effort into these interactions. Whilst of course there is a need to get out there, to grow the business, to meet as many people as possible, to learn, to pitch, you can't lose sight of the stuff that you've learned over the course of your career. And one of those things is being able to effectively qualify what is a legitimate opportunity and what isn't. So I spent a bit of time working on things that weren't really going to produce much results. And that's okay. It's a learning curve. Seriously, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. So the moral of that story is don't jump up and down with glee at the slightest sniff of an email. The third thing that I've had a real struggle with is the self-discipline and management to sort out my own diary. Now, believe me when I say I've never had anyone else sort out my diary before, but I did have a team who would run over to my desk and say, "John, what are you doing here, you silly sod? Get to that meeting that we booked in 2 months ago." I have, over the past few months, developed much more of a workflow process. So that's everything from managing my inbox more effectively through to orchestrating my diary in a much more disciplined fashion, i.e. if I said that I would book this meeting in, I'd do it immediately rather than wait 4 days and realise that the meeting that I'm supposed to have booked in took place 20 minutes ago. The final thing is around shiny. Now, I'm an absolute glutton for new technology or the new word processing cloud-based AI tool that will rub my back as well as write out 2,000 words that I'm thinking. But here's the thing, guys. You can spend an awful lot of money and an awful lot of time learning a new tool that when you get to the end of that learning process isn't as good as Mac Mail. Because you're the owner of your own business, of course you want to use new tools, you want to bring new things into your company. It's human nature. But if I was giving my old self a bit of advice, it would be this. Pause, look at whether you genuinely need this, and move on with your day-to-day work. The tools that I've been using over the past 12 years shouldn't have suddenly been thrown out the window in favour of something that I saw on Product Hunt. The final thing is actually much more of a positive tip for everyone. I've been very lucky to have a chartered accountant as a wife. That's helped keep me along the straight and narrow in terms of managing accounts and managing finances. But it's also helped in getting the right support team in place so that when you do come to signing your first client, you're not left with the back of a fag packet contract, but actually have something a little bit more robust in place. I know you can sometimes wince at the size of the bills of some of these places, but do build out a local support network of professionals that are going to help cross the T's and dot the I's. So that's it. Don't Cry Wolf has had a great few months. We've not been sued and we're still in business, so this is fantastic news for everyone involved. I'm not going to bang on about the clients and the office space and everything else. We've got clients. I don't want an office just yet. I hope these tips help anyone who's looking to start up on their own. I highly recommend it. It can be incredibly addictive. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, if you have any thoughts or if these have helped in any way, please do leave your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next time.